Hello everyone, Kat here, and today I have for you an equipment-free glute workout. So all that we're gonna need is one of these nice circle bands. This is a great workout to do if you're traveling, if you're heading to the beach for the summer, if you're going to be away, all you need is a nice band. So let's get started. The nice part is we're not lifting, so we can just jump right into it. Grab your band, find a nice spot on your mat, kick some shoes off if you got them. Okay. We're going to start with a lateral squat walk in 3, 2, 1. Oops. Maybe not 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Drop into a squat. Walk to the side. 30 seconds of work. And then we move on to the next exercise. Back and forth. As you see, I'm in a nice low squat. I'm pushing through my heel to keep the tension on that band. 10 more seconds. Breathe and walk. Breathe and walk. You're doing awesome. In 2, 1, make your way into the center. Banded squats. Drop down into a squat, pushing out on that band. Drop and stand. Drop it back, stand it up. Drop it back, stand it up. You're doing awesome. Make sure you're really pushing through that outer glute. So your glute's made up of 3 different parts. Right now we're engaging our outer glute, our glute medius, to keep that band out. And come back into the center. Lean on your right leg. We're gonna lift through our left leg. This is, again, your glute medius, that outer part of your glute. We also have the glute maximus. That's that big muscle at the bottom part of your glute. Keep going. And that gluteus maximus is where a lot of our power comes from. Our gluteus medius is important for, come back to the middle, abduction. Abduction. So moving your leg away from the midline works this glute medius. Now, why is that important? Our glute medius helps us with our pelvic and our hip lumbopelvic complex. It helps that all stay nice and stable, prevents injuries, make sure that we're really using our glutes, using our legs for our leg muscles, and not putting so much pressure on our joints. Come back into the middle, bring your weight into your right leg, lift back with your left. Now we're hitting that gluteus medius, that big muscle. We have gluteus minimus at the top, gluteus maximus, gluteus medius. We're hitting that gluteus maximus. Now why are bands helpful? This is not a weighted workout. How are you feeling the burn? I certainly am. What are bands doing? They're forcing us to push against a force. Switch feet. You can just stay in your one spot. They're forcing us to push against that resistance the entire way up, the entire way down, entire way up, entire way down. So they help us strengthen a joint through its full range of motion. Why is that important? Again, helps us to stay strong, prevents injuries, make sure we can push heavier when we do pick up those weights. 2, 1, okay. Find a seat. We're gonna abduct our legs out. Open, closed, open, closed, using those outer glutes, the gluteus medius, to open. Any chair works. Just find a place that you're sitting and your legs are at about a 90 degree. I'm coming so that my knees are parallel, pushing, parallel, pushing. Awesome job. For 2, 1, make your way up to standing. We are going to come down to all fours. I'll give you guys a second to come down there. Next, we are heading into fire hydrants. So you're gonna lift to the side. 2, 1, lifting out. Again, hitting that gluteus medius, hitting those hip stabilizers so that when we go into those heavy glute bridges, when we go into those heavy deadlifts, we're able to do them in a nice functional way. Now with this move, make sure that you're flexing your foot and using that muscle to lift. You might have a very small range of motion. The more important thing is that you're using the right muscle. Flip around, Other side. Lift and lift. Hitting that gluteus medius. Flex through the foot. We're not here. We're not here. Right in the middle. Hitting that outer glute. I bet you're feeling it. I know I am. Whew. This is also a great way to warm up for a heavy glute day, a heavy leg day. Back into the middle. Now, we are going to donkey kick. You're going to stamp your foot on the ceiling. Bring your foot into that 90 degree. Put your footprint on the ceiling. Nice long lower back. As you see, I'm not arching. I'm using that glute. Now this will bring in some of that gluteus minimus action. You're probably feeling it at the top of that glute. That's what you're feeling, working that gluteus minimus, which is very important. Helps support your low back. Switch, donkey kicks, footprint up on the ceiling. Up and up. You're doing awesome. Keep going. Don't give up. Footprints on the ceiling. Now, as you see, all we've used, I'm using a medium band. We haven't used a single weight, and I'm feeling the burn. I hope that you are too. 5, 4, you're doing awesome. 3, 2, 1. Make your way down onto one hip. We're going to do clamshells. Bring your feet together, open and close. Again, focusing on that gluteus medius, focusing on those hip stabilizers. Why? Because we want healthy hips. We want to make sure that we're moving from a place of proper alignment. 10, 5, 3, you're doing awesome. Breathe, 2, 1, roll your way on over. Let's begin. One body, one line. Using weight to keep this leg on the floor. Another nice thing with the bands is even when you're using one leg, the other leg is forced to press out against that band. So both glutes are working. You might feel the bottom glute working as well. It's working to prevent this from happening, right? You're working just as hard. 2, 1, roll your way onto your back. Glute bridges. Breathe in. Engaging through your glutes. Slowly, slowly releasing. Engaging like you're picking something valuable off the floor. Lower, 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 lower. Engage to lift. Lower, 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 lower. Engage to lift. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But we're here for another 30 seconds because we're pyramiding out of here. So keep glute bridging. We're going to get out the way we came in. Lift. Using those glutes to lift. Now this time you know all the moves. We're making our way back up the pyramid. We came down. We came up. Now we're making our way back down is a better way of saying it. 5 more seconds and we're clamshelling. 3, 2, 1. Roll out over onto your hip. Gluteus medius action. We just had some gluteus maximus, the big muscle action, when we were engaging our glutes to lift. What else is beneficial about the bands? We get a lot of volume when we use bands. So volume is how many repetitions of an exercise you can do. So say you can do 10 squats with a band and only 2 squats with weight. 3, 2, 1. Roll over. So if you're able to do more reps, higher volume, you're working on that muscular endurance. You're also getting more total work throughout the week. And total work is a good predictor of your health, how much exercise you get throughout the week. Movement in general. Lift. I know it's starting to burn. I'm burning, you're burning, but we're crushing it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Make your way up onto all fours. Probably switch legs. Stamp on the ceiling. What else is helpful about using things like bands or agility training or TRX training or all of those fun additional fitness varieties. One, prevents boredom. You're doing something a little different. You're not just doing the same old thing. Number two, it adds variety. So it makes it less likely that you're going to get burnt out, get injured. So if every day you run, you are putting the same stress on your joints every single day. Every day you're expecting them to take that force. But what if you ran and you lifted and you did some Pilates and you walked and you stretched? Your body's taking a lot of different stimulus, so you're going to have a lot bigger of a response. Fire hydrant, back in the middle, lift to the side. You're going to see a lot more progress, and you're much less likely to get hurt. When you only run or only swim or only lift, the likelihood that you're going to get hurt is pretty high. You want to cross train. You want to make sure that you're working on your strength, your endurance, your power. You're working on your flexibility. There's a lot of different measures of health. It's not just how far you can run, how much you can lift, how far you can stretch. It's how well you can really move through your day-to-day life. Awesome job. We're off the floor in a minute. I know we've been down here for a while. My wrists get a little cranky if yours do too. Fists will be your best friend. 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 2, 1. Okay, let's make our way. Seated abductions. Open and closed. Open, closed. You're doing awesome. Looking at our roster, seeing what we got left. We are getting so close. Make sure you're going to the blade of your foot, coming back to the center without letting your knees buckle. You want tension on this band the whole time. This type of exercise is also super functional. We are making sure that our bodies are able to move well. Back to the center, kickbacks, pick a side. It's gonna burn either way, so just get it moving. This strengthens our body for longevity. It makes sure that for a long time into the future, we are able to keep moving well. 10. Breathe. We're almost done with these kickbacks. It's a fiery one. These circle bands are always fiery. Flip, kick back, because we're not giving ourselves any rest in between. We're moving from one to the next, to one to the next. So you're going to be pushing yourself in a different way. We're focusing on muscular endurance. We're focusing on dynamic movements, moving well. So this might feel harder for you than heavy strength or a big lift because it's different. It's demanding patience. It's demanding mind-muscle connection. It's demanding you to pay attention to what you're doing, to pay attention to your movement. And that's not always easy. Sometimes it's easier to get lost in your workout. But these workouts demand us to stay present, to feel that burn, to settle into it, and to sit with it. And that's exactly what we're doing here. That booty is toasty. 2, 1, other side. We're almost down that pyramid. We've made our way all the way up. We have 2 exercises after this. This is where our minds like to play tricks on us. You've come this far. You don't have to go any further. And it's right, you don't have to, but you want to, right? When you've made it this far, you don't want to give up on yourself. There's no reason to. You've made it through the hardest part. You've made it through the first almost 14 minutes of work. Now you're into the last minute almost of work. Come into the center, banded squats. See if you can drop a little lower. Now that we're warm, drop into that squat and stand from the side. Sitting down, keeping tension on that band as I sit and stand. Sit and stand. Keep it moving, keep it going. You're doing awesome. For 5, 2, 1. Last move, last move. Back to where we started. That banded squat walk. Is it just me or is this a little harder? Obviously, jokes. We've been through a whole workout already. This probably feels a lot harder than it did the first time that we did it. Of course it does. Think about all the work that you've done since then. For 3, 2, 1, yay! Amazing job. We are done. We crushed it. In 15 minutes, you showed up. You burned those glutes. You got some mental health time in. You got some self-care time in. You did some functional training. Hopefully you're feeling good and in a good mood. All with this little band and 15 minutes. Amazing job, guys. If you're looking for more, please subscribe to my channel. I have some holistic women's health coaching going on that I would love for you guys to be a part of. And if you are looking for more videos like this, more information like this, I have a website where I post lots of important nutrition information, mental health information, wellness information, motherhood information, anything that's in my life right now. I try to keep you guys updated with. Check out my website in the link below. I'd love to know more of what you guys are looking for. This is day 5, Beginner's Exercise Series. You guys are crushing it.